All right, hello, my wonderful students. This is part 2 of the first foldable, So the first one we had an addition. Now we have a subtraction. So we have the same thing. We have not the same thing, but it's different functions, but similar performances of the operation. So we're going to let f of x equal 9 minus x and g of x equal 6 over x. So the operation we're going to perform is our g minus f of x. So we're going to perform the function operation. Okay. All right. So same thing like we did last time. I'm kind of going to show you what this looks like. So we have our g of x, and we're going to minus our f of x. Here. So yeah, we have our g of x minus our f of x. Okay, so in order to do this, we're going to do the same thing we did up here. We're going to actually, you can't see it up there, but up here, we're going to substitute the given function. So we have this equal to, our g of x is actually here. It's our 6 over x. And then we're going to subtract our parentheses. We don't need parentheses because it's over, but parentheses 9 minus x, which is our f of x. All right, so in order to do this, well, just right here, this is a substitute given functions. All right. So in order to do this, we just have to do basic operations. So we can't really subtract these because this has a denominator of x and this has a denominator of 1. So in order to be able to subtract these, they have to have a common denominator. And the lowest common denominator is just, it's easy, it's just to multiply the denominators together when they have primes like this, or we don't actually know what x is, but we know 1 is a prime. So x times 1 would be x. So we're going to multiply this side by x over x. So this is still 1. X over x is still 1, but we're multiplying it so that we have common denominators. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this 6 over x first. And then I'm going to subtract my 9x. Still parentheses, by the way. Minus x squared. Over x times 1, x. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and distribute this negative to make it a little easier. So I'm going to change this to a positive because I'm going to distribute it here, negative. So a negative times a positive would make a negative, and negative times a negative would make a positive. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and perform the addition that we had. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this here. So x squared would be the highest exponential term, followed by the x, followed by the positive 6. I'm going to set this all over x. So we perform the operation, so we have our conclusion. So therefore, what was it? G minus f of x is equal to, is x squared minus 9x plus 6 over x. But see, now we have to figure out what makes this not work. So if we remember, anytime we have anything, a denominator, we have to figure out what makes this 0, because whatever is going to make that 0 is going to be undefined, and therefore we cannot do. So we're going to have to set this equal to 0, and voila, we see that x is equal to 0. So at 0, this equation is undefined. So we have to write that. So where x cannot be 0, or it would be undefined. So this would be our conclusion here. My pen went out. So therefore, g minus f of x is x squared minus 9x plus 6, where over x, where x cannot be 0, because it would make this undefined.